Am I the a-hole for calling my ex-wife's new boyfriend names in front of my kids? I'm a 38-year-old father of two amazing kids, Mateo, who's 10, and Sophia, who's 8. My ex-wife, Laura, 36, and I divorced almost 2 years ago. It wasn't easy, but we've managed to co-parent fairly well. We share custody, though the kids spend more time with me since I work from home. About 6 months ago, Laura started dating this guy named Marcos. Let me be clear. My issue isn't that he's the new guy. I've moved past that stage of jealousy. The problem is his attitude. He comes across as arrogant, like he thinks he's already a better father than me after barely knowing my kids. At first, I tried to keep things civil. When Mateo and Sophia would tell me about how Marcos took them to the park or bought them ice cream, I'd force a smile and say things like, "Oh, that's nice," even though it annoyed me. I didn't want to create drama or make the kids feel caught in the middle. But last week was the breaking point. Sophia fell at school and scraped her knee during recess. It wasn't serious, but she was upset and cried. When she told me about it later that day, I asked if her mom had taken her to the doctor or at least cleaned it up. That's when Sophia said Marcos had been the one to handle it. But instead of comforting her, he scolded her for crying and told her that big girls don't make a fuss over silly things. Hearing that made my blood boil. Without thinking, I blurted out, "That jerk has no idea how to treat a child." Mateo overheard me and asked if I was talking about Marcos. I didn't want to lie, so I said yes, that what Marcos did wasn't right and that sometimes adults make mistakes too. I realized afterward that I'd let my emotions get the better of me. I calmed down and focused on listening to how their day went, but the damage was already done. The next day, Laura called me furious. Apparently, Mateo repeated what I said at her house, word for word, and it caused a huge argument between her and Marcos. She accused me of sabotaging her relationship and putting her in an awkward position with both him and the kids. I tried explaining that my comment wasn't about undermining her relationship. It came from a place of concern as a father. Sophia is only 8 years old. She doesn't need someone making her feel bad for crying over a scraped knee. Laura didn't want to hear it. She said Marcos was trying his best to bond with the kids and that my negativity was making it harder for everyone involved. Now I can't stop replaying everything in my head. Was it immature of me to call Marcos names in front of Mateo and Sophia? Probably. As much as I hate to admit it, Laura has a point. It wasn't helpful for them to hear me vent about someone they're trying to build a relationship with. But at the same time, am I just supposed to sit back while another man treats my kids poorly? This isn't about jealousy. It's about protecting their emotional well-being. If Marcos can't handle comforting an upset child without turning it into a lesson on toughness, what does that say about how he'll handle bigger issues? I've tried not to interfere in Laura's personal life or let my feelings about Marcos affect our co-parenting dynamic. But there's only so much biting my tongue I can do when it comes to my kids. So now I'm stuck wondering, did I cross a line by calling him out in front of Mateo and Sophia? Should I have handled this privately with Laura instead? Or am I justified in standing up for my kids when no one else seems willing to? Am I the a-hole